Welcome to the Book Boyfriend podcast, where we dish on everything from the alpha male to the sensitive soul. If you found yourself lusting after a fictional character, you've come to the right place. Here's your hosts, Faith Andrews, Elizabeth Grace, Livia Jamerlan, and B.A. Wolf.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 15 of the Book Boyfriend podcast. Tonight we are going to be discussing Romeo Prince from Tillie Cole's Sweet Home. And if you stay tuned next week, we're going to actually have an interview with Tillie, we are all very excited for. Before we get started, I just want to remind you to subscribe to us on iTunes or on YouTube. And if you do listen to us on iTunes, if you could leave us a review, that would be fabulous, because the more reviews we have, the more attention we get. And the more attention we get, the better people will agree to come on and talk to us and take their time out of their day. So first we're going to start with the setup of the book, and Faith is going to take us through how Sweet Home starts.
Hey guys. Okay, so setup of the book. First of all, again, I'm a cover whore, so I saw the cover and it did grab me. But you get into this book and it starts out a little bit differently, and we're in the prologue. We're getting the past, Molly's past, her not so fortunate past. Her mother dies during childbirth, and her father actually commits suicide shortly after, maybe when she's about 6 years old, leaving her in the care of her grandmother. And then we later find out that once her grandmother passes, Molly's pretty much essentially on her own, left to figure everything out for herself, plan a future for herself. And she completes most of her studies at Oxford and becomes very close with the professor, who kind of takes her under her wing. And they decide to move to the States, more accurately, Alabama. And she wants to finish her doctorate there. So she walks into school on the first day. And again, you know, all this past about this poor, normal seeming Molly. She wears glasses. She's kind of looks kind of geeky, whatever. And she walks in and there's this scuffle in the hallway, and literally, bam, bangs into this guy who helps her, pick her stuff off the floor. She has no idea who he is. And we later come to find out that he's like the it guy on campus, Romeo the Bullet Prince. He's the best college quarterback in the country. He is the guy that every girl wants on their wish list in their bed. And there was this kind of instant attraction, but, Molly seems like this kind of girl who really just doesn't even care to be dating or to get her heart involved in anything because she's had so much loss in her life. But I don't know. To me, it seems like these two were fated to meet up. Molly's dragged to a sorority initiation. And they do this ceremony where the girls are all blindfolded and forced to kiss a fellow fraternity member. And sure enough, the guy who takes over and steals the thunder of a guy who's supposed to be the one to kiss Molly is Rome. And there's this instant attraction, and I don't know, but then you get to find out all these little things that you don't expect to find out. You want it to just be this boy meets girl and whatever, and the tough guy falling in love with the not so popular girl, but there's all these twists and turns, including some really screwed up parents, if you ask me, kind of maybe the most messed up parents I've ever met in a book. Some bitch who just reminded me so much of the girl from Pitch Perfect. I don't know if you guys felt that. This sorority bitch who just really wants Rome for herself. And I don't know, just the plot just keeps unfolding in heartbreaks and surprises. And what I loved most was this Shakespearean foreshadowing of things. Romeo, Prince, and Molly, Juliet, Shakespeare. And so that's pretty much the setup of the book. And I know it sounds like I'm giving a lot away, but really that's just the beginning of the book. And then you get to see it all unfold. So that's the setup. So we want to get into the meet cute, Liv?
Sure. So like Faith said, Molly is running late to class and she is assisting the professor, and she bumps into this guy. And actually she bumps into this girl, and they're kind of all making fun of her at first. And she's trying to get all her belongings, and of course here comes Rome, and he hands her glasses, and he's just like, "Are you okay? Can you see?" And of course it's just that it's kind of completely opposite different worlds, and what you see, it's two worlds collide right there, and it's that one spark that kind of solidified their relationship. And what were your first impressions on the hero, Barb?
Okay, so honestly, I was expecting some jerk of a jock, okay? We've all read sports romances to know how it goes. Hello, wrong. Okay, I was so wrong. So, what I wasn't expecting was this cocky, sexy, caring man to bust out of the gates. He even questions Molly when she tells him, "Thanks for being nice." He thinks to himself, "I'm nice?" Because he's not that super nice guy. He doesn't have to be. He's Rome Prince. He is star quarterback headed for the NFL. He doesn't have to be anything but that. Um, so that was kind of very different for me. I was happy for that. But not only is he smart, but the attraction he felt for Molly the first time they interact is so apparent. It's so palpable. Like I felt it. Like it wasn't that, oh, here's a spark, here's this. It was like you felt it between them. I can't explain. You have to read it. You have to read it, guys. So it wasn't over the top showy, just their first meet. It was just very simple interaction. It's like they were meant to be. So now that that's all said, this man has a lot going on for him, okay? We're going to list them because I like listing. So number 1, hot body, #smoking, okay? He's smart, A+ student, okay? There's a part where Molly and him have a debate in class, and boom, I was not expecting these words to come out of his mouth because you expect these jocks that just aren't all there, okay? Listen, that might be a little stereotyping, but it just happens, okay? I watch a lot of movies. So number 3, he's protective. And seriously, there's nothing more scrumptious than a protective man. Number 4, he knows there's more inside of him than being the star quarterback. And I love that he has a mind of his own. Problem is, he just needs that push that is Molly to tell him that he deserves more. So that was my first impression. What about you, Elle?
I would just echo everything you said. I thought that he appeared to be like a really nice guy. I was surprised at how intelligent he was. I really enjoyed the back and forth between him and Molly. And I kind of got the impression from the beginning that he was looking for somebody to see him for him, that he had this reputation around school. I took it as being, kind of very standoffish to most people. Whereas he seemed to have a bit of a tender spot for Molly. So I really, really liked that. So now we're going to get into one of my favorite parts, which is the most swoon-worthy moment. And we are going to start with Faith. What was your most swoon-worthy moment?
Just going back to what you guys said, basically like his, this impression of the hero, he does seem kind of standoffish basically the whole book. And the only person he kind of is connecting with is Molly. And you get that from like very, very early on. So for me, like not only was this whole, like once you find out who he is and you realize that he's totally acting out of character with her, to me that was swoon-worthy. But like what really got me was that frat party thing. I just thought it was so cool that he only had seen her that one time in the hallway, really didn't know much about her, knew she was kind of the awkward girl and he was this sought after guy, and she's at this really awkward situation of a initiation party, and he swoops in, and I mean, she's sitting there blindfolded, so I'm trying to picture myself, like he knows what he's doing, but she has no idea that it's him, and he sweeps in for this kiss, and like it stops everybody dead in their tracks because it's not just like some little peck dare, kiss. He like really goes for it. So that was like, I don't know, I was swooning already.
God,
what were you, like
expecting nasty Cheeto breath or something. Like I'd probably vomit. I'm just saying, I have to throw that out there.
Yeah. No, but he was nice and minty. You got lucky. He was minty.
He was trash. Like that was actually a quote that I highlighted. Yeah. He tasted of mint all around his mouth. Like he just went and like rubbed toothpaste everywhere. Okay.
Oh, Babs, what was your swoon-worthy moment?
It was when he buys her new glasses. So there's a part in the book, they're freshly, secretly dating, okay? They don't want to go out in the open yet. She's at his football game and heads to the vendor stand to buy food. A girl after my own heart, legit. So when a stray ball flies over the stands and near her, 2 men fight over the ball. One of them ends up knocking Molly out with her elbow. So Rome feels guilty because it was kind of his ball that caused all of this. And then Shelley, the bitch, ends up making fun of her in the cafeteria, and Rome gets so pissed. And so he takes her to go buy glasses. Well, first Molly was like, this isn't pity. I don't want your pity. I'm fine. I know who I am. I know what I am. I don't need your help. I'll buy them when I have the money. Okay, well, what he says pretty much made me want to drag his ass to go get new contacts and glasses myself. He says this. It's not about embarrassment. It's about protecting what's mine. boom. So there's that. I was like, you had me at hello. I thought you were gonna go like swing. You know that from Wayne's World? Or are you too young for that? No, Wayne's World. Important time. Party on, Wayne. All right, it's your turn to live. Game on.
So my most swoon-worthy moment was we're driving, and Molly notices that Rome's a little distant, and she kind of presses him to talk, and he doesn't want to, like, he wants to know why she wants to be with him, and she says he said that no one has ever wanted him before, and she says to him, and this is very weird for me to actually have a swoon-worthy moment that it's more her than him, but let me just read it to you. Then I'm the first, because I want you without anything in return. Why does any human want anyone? My body recognizes you as something that's good for me. My mind recognizes you as someone who's right for me. And my soul recognizes you as someone who is meant for me. A bashful smile ghosts his lips, and his tense shoulders relax. We're in fucking deep, aren't we, Shakespeare? And, like, just that whole little moment where they realize how deep in love and to this crazy relationship they're in was my most swoon-worthy moment. What about you, Elle?
Mine was, I knew when I read it what mine was going to be, and I can't give too many details without giving spoilers, but there's one part in the book where he sort of inadvertently reveals a tattoo that he has on his chest, and I won't even say what it is, just because I don't want to spoil anything, but that moment for me was like a total, like, oh my God, like I would cry if it was me. If I was Maul, I would be crying when I saw it. And maybe she was, I don't remember, but I would definitely be bawling like baby because it was such a sweet, tender moment. And if you read the book, which you should, then you'll understand why that is my most swoon-worthy moment. So now we are going to move into I Wish I Wrote That. And Lydia is going to go first.
All right, so my Wish I Wrote That. There was a very passionate kiss. And I've been like, books I've been reading lately, I'm looking for that good kiss. And so this was it. I had no idea how long we kissed, but I thought my heart would leap out of my chest the longer it went on. He controlled, I obeyed, and we both basked in each other's embrace. Like, just that kiss was just, the way she described it, like, though the words are very simple, it's not these great, giant, fancy words, it's just simple. I obeyed, he took, and I obeyed. And what about you? Who goes next?
Me.
Oh, I guess I can right back to you.
Hashtag minty fresh. Can we just... I'm going to tell Danny to make sure he's minty fresh.
Hashtag Christmas gift for Barb.
Yeah. Go do things all over. Okay. My I Wish I Wrote That was pretty simple, but I really like metaphors and stuff. So this was mine. Mine was, he unintentionally moved towards me, like I was gravity drawing him to ground. I just like the symbolism there. I'm big on that kind of stuff because we're going to have trouble doing it in my own writing. So when other people do it well, I really take notice. So that was mine. What about you, Babs?
Okay, so mine was actually, it's kind of the same thing. Like her words, even like the most simple sentence just brings home everything. So mine was, my body wanted what he offered and my heart wouldn't allow me to resist. It's so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Like, go Rome. Hashtag be fresh. What about you, Jess? Faith?
I go by both. Alter egos and all that. I just wanted to point out that the whole time I'm reading the book, not realizing, like, putting two and two together until they started singing Sweet Home Alabama. Duh. I'm like, hello, that was a pretty good I Wish I Wrote That. I didn't get it. I was like, duh. But anyway, okay, so mine came
I was like sitting here like, what is she talking about? And then I just got it.
Yeah.
I love us.
The song. And now every time I hear that song, I think about, like, this stadium erupting. I don't know. I just thought that was so cool. But, see, I brought something up to your attention.
Very
okay. My I Wish I Wrote That actually came from Molly's professor friend. I know her name is Susie, but I can't remember Professor what. But again, can't give any spoilers away. But towards like the end of the book, there's a couple things that go down, and
she's having a hard time. Like if you realize Molly, you'll see Molly has always ran away from things that have bothered her, and she's trying to find her home. And the professor tells her, Molly, a home is not a place. It's not a country or a town or a building or a possession. Home is with the other half of your soul, the person who shares in your grief and helps you carry the burden of loss. Home is with the person who throughout it all never gives up on you and brings you eternal happiness. And I love that. I just thought that it's cool to think of home as not necessarily as a legitimate place, but as a place in your heart. So that won it for me. And without further ado, what are we up to?
Drum roll, erection selection. Babs, you're first.
Okay, so I was pretty excited about this. Like I knew it already. All right, you ready for this awesomeness? It actually makes me really sad though. He's not here. Oh, Paul Walker from Varsity Blues. But guys, it fits, right? Like, do you see the shaggy blonde hair, the southern, the football gear?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's mine. What about you, Faith?
I kept picturing this broody mofo, so I went with Charlie Hunnam as kind of like a Jax Teller, like a young Jax Teller. That's who I was going with.
You just do anything to get Charlie in there. It's like my David Gandy. Wear it.
Why not? He had the whole scruff thing going on. He was a total Rome for me. What about you, Liv?
Do you girls watch Arrow?
Oh
no.
Well, yeah, he's from
Stephen
okay,
Amell.
we have to say, yeah, he's from Scarborough. He's from where I'm from.
Really?
Uh-oh.
Talk and show him again, please.
Well, I'm gonna go to Toronto next weekend.
Wow.
So can we go stalk him?
We can. Because he's such a cutie.
He's babe. I'm down.
Oh, Barb,
# we will find you. Mwah.
And what about you, Elizabeth
Okay,
Grace, with your props?
I know jack shit about football. I'm Canadian.
I saw who you picked.
But we're more about hockey up here. So this guy came across my feed coincidentally today, and I don't know who he is or who he plays for, but he is a football player. And his name
JJ
is
Watt for the Texans.
Is that who he plays? Okay,
Yes.
JJ Watt. And so that is him. So that's like a football-y picture. But I also have
this one.
this picture, which I thought so. That for me was like a really good representation of how I was picturing Rome most of the time. So I chose JJ Watt, though I have no clue who he is, really. Besides a handsome man with a nice six-pack. Besides a handsome man.
Lucky for us that we met this during Super Bowl. Otherwise, he would not have showed up in your feed.
I know. Is he like a big guy?
Yes.
Like big deal? Oh,
Yes.
he is. Okay. Okay. All
My
right.
husband would be so proud I know football.
Okay, so now we're going to move into the Kiss, Marry, Do. And tonight we're choosing between Maxim from The Master by Tillie Cole, Archer from Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan, Christian, I don't think he needs anything, a last name or a book.
He's like Madonna.
Yeah, exactly. Alec from Step Brother Dearest? Dearest,
Yes.
yeah. There became too many Step Brother books, and I was like, what? Mateo from Karina's Love in English, Love in Spanish, and Rome, obviously, from Sweet Home. So I'll go first. So I would kiss Archer because I need my sweet Archer there somewhere. I would remarry Maxim because, sorry, Babs, we're already married. And I would do Mateo because everybody needs some Latin love in their life, don't they? I believe so. So, yeah, that's my pick. What about you, Faith?
I just had a last minute changer. Okay. I'm going to marry Archer.
As if this is real life.
I take it very seriously.
I know. I have to change my dress and everything now because it's just totally different from what he would want. Okay. I'm going to marry Archer because he's just so sweet. I am going to kiss Rome because he seemed like he just sold that whole deal with that one kiss. Minty fresh, yes. And I'm gonna do Mateo because I do believe I need some Latin love in my life. What about you, Babs?
Well, guys, I'm gonna kiss Rome because yes, #minty fresh. Like I I want all that toothpaste. You know what I mean? So there's that. I'm going to do Alec, and I'm going to make him keep his glasses on because that's just hot. Yeah, right? And I mean, obviously, I'm already married to Maxim, but he wants to renew our vows, and I'm okay with that. So I expect you girls to meet me in Fiji for the ceremony. Liv?
I hate her.
Hashtag dream on.
Great song. I might play it.
Dream on. Damn it, that's gonna be my holiday. So I'm going to kiss the Latin lover because I figure we would kiss in a nice little balcony while we sip our sangria, and he would brush my hair to the side, and he'd call me his lover. So yes, Mateo, for sure. I'm going to do Maxim because court is going to be so busy with you two fighting over him and trying to get restraining orders and all this other stuff. It's just not really worth marrying him right now, so I'm just going to do him on the regular, not just a one-time thing, just, you know. I could be like his side piece. You guys can fight over Valentine's Day, and then I get like side piece National Day, which is February 13th. Hashtag, if you're a side piece, you know the day.
Myself.
And then, of course, I'm going to marry Alec because I think he was like one of our very, very first book boyfriends, and I'm obsessed with Penelope Ward, and I'm obsessed with Alec. Really, I'm just really obsessed with Alec. Sorry, Penelope. I think you're awesome, but I'm just really obsessed with Alec and the tattoo. And like, you have to marry the pierced one, guys. Like, come on. They're pierced for our pleasure. So that is me, and back to you, Al.
Okay, that's it for us today, but stay tuned. Next week we're going to have an interview up with Tillie Cole, and we're also going to be doing a podcast for Rebecca Yaros's Full Measure. Is that what I'm reading? Yeah, I'm just like reading it. I don't even know the name of it. So anyways, which is fabulous so far. So we want to hear from you, though. So if you're listening to us or watching us on YouTube, send us a tweet or send us an Instagram with a picture and let us know what you're doing while you're listening to the podcast. And until then, goodbye.
Bye.
Oh, was that painful?
Thanks for joining us. You can find out who will be on upcoming shows and what books we'll be discussing, as well as more about our hosts at www.bookboyfriendpodcast.com. See you next time when we add another boyfriend to the ranks.